something I want to hash out, and this one bugs me to all get out. Okay,
Yeah.
grown men saying like you text your buddy, "Hey, I need your help. Hey, you want to hang out?" And they respond, "I'm tired." Don't come at me with "you're tired," dude. I've been tired since I was 13. Any man that says that to me, I'm instantly frustrated.
You remember when we were working at Hilux, you were talking smack to Marco about wanting to fight him?
He's scared. Brody, he's a good DJ.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that man can rap at all.
Oh man, we got some controversy. Oh snap! He's shooting at Brody and Marco on this podcast.
Don't get the smoke. I'm all about that action.
Yeah, let's hash it out. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, HashBrown, the crispy man with no tan, and joining me today is my friend Corbo, somebody who I met at Hilux, but he escaped the hell of that horrible factory. How's it going, Corbo?
Going pretty good. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing great. You don't mind me calling you Corbo, right?
No, I prefer that.
Okay, great. So it's been about, I think, a couple years since we last saw each other at Hilux. You had your explosive exit. What have you been up to since then?
Well, a lot. You know, life takes some twists and turns. That's for sure. Just focusing on the things I want to do with my life.
Yeah.
Life was going pretty good, and then I lost my mom a few months ago, so that's been a little bit of a twist in life.
Man, I'm sorry to hear that. My dad passed away. Not to trump you but yeah, my dad. I know how it feels to lose a parent. My dad passed away, I think 2021 in December. So it was very hard for us. But yeah, man, I feel you with that. It's tough going through those family losses.
Oh yeah, but I'm gonna keep my head up. She wouldn't want me looking down.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's good. I think I remember you making a song about her, if I'm correct.
Yeah, it's called Miranda. It's on all streaming platforms and YouTube and whatnot.
Cool, good deal. What is your music industry, or how's that going for you?
It's going pretty good. It's with the algorithm and whatnot, it's a little different than it used to be. It's not all just skill based. It's a little bit more of an algorithm thing now, but that's all right. I'll work around it.
Yeah. So what inspired you to start making your own music?
I don't know. It's like, why does a crackhead smoke crack? You know?
Okay.
That's why I rap, dog. You know what I mean? I just wake up and that's what I do.
Yeah, no, that is an interesting answer. So can you be in a specific moment or experience that pushed you into that leap to make a music?
Yeah, I just started freestyling and writing music when I was in second grade.
Wow.
My whole life, and I always said I would, and then one day I just bought a studio, built it, and started making music.
Okay, that's pretty cool, man. I tried to make my own music, and it was because my friend Brody, who actually makes professional music, he inspired me, needless to say. And so I did it on my own with Adobe Audition and a microphone and some music playing in the background that I kind of slapped together, like a couple of beats. He said it wasn't that great, or he didn't say it was terrible, but he could tell that it wasn't rehearsed, needless to say. And it was called Life Without a Homie. Did I ever send that to you?
Yeah, I listened to it. It was funny.
Yeah. My favorite part was the beginning where it's like kissing those homies goodnight. No shame because they're straight.
Jesus. But I guess my inspirations would be My cousin Cheddar, we'll just call him that. Me and him, when we were little kids, we would sit at family events and we'd write raps together
Okay.
and sit there and just do stuff like that. So that kind of keeps me going. But probably Eminem, the
Eminem.
first white dude to make it on the scene. Yeah, watching 8 Mile as a kid, I was like, yeah, that's gonna be me.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. Yeah, I remember thinking about that as a kid too. Like when I saw 8 Mile, I kind of wanted to live like how he did, but that just wasn't who I was. Like everybody's different, and I was just a good little kid trying to be somebody he isn't. I'm not saying that you aren't, but me personally, I can't rap. I can't sing. I mean, granted, if I practice, I could probably do better. But as an 8-year-old kid watching 8 Mile, it was like water and oil. Like I tried to be something I wasn't. So
Right.
it's
Yeah.
fun to look back on. But yeah, dude, Eminem, he was definitely a big icon for people starting out like who how he
Yeah.
did.
Every
Yeah.
white guy ever grabbed a notebook and a pen and started rapping.
Yeah, I
some
noticed.
kept doing it and some didn't.
I noticed that there was I think I went to one of my like DJ Brody's like I think he brought together like these people to kind of do their thing and then just put out invites, and we went to like one of these like parties slash mashups where other performers were there to sing. And I swear to God, this guy sounded just like Eminem, which made me want to get up there and listen to what he had to say. And my friend Kevin, he's like, yeah, it's just something like, I guess, like white people have. It's like a nasal thing to where not all of them sound like Eminem, but like similarities to their like singing patterns. Maybe that guy was trying to imitate Eminem to sound good, but I thought he sounded great. But yeah.
Yeah, but if the roles are reversed and said that all black rappers sound the same, that wouldn't be good, huh?
Right. No, yeah, and I'm not trying to say that about white people either. I'm just saying, like, I just noticed a similarity with some guy. Like he sounded like similar. Like maybe he was trying to make his voice sound like that or something. But yeah, it was great. Yeah, so I kind of want to ask a little bit more questions about your music stuff, unless you have. I'm kind of going all over the place here. There is a question I do want to ask that is the theme of my show, and it's what's something that you want to hash out, Corbo?
All right, something I want to hash out, and this one bugs me to all get out. Okay,
Yeah.
grown men saying like you text your buddy, hey, I need your help. Hey, you want to hang out? And they respond, I'm tired.
Right.
You're tired, bro? I don't care that you're tired. Women, children, cool. Go ahead and say that.
Yeah.
Don't come at me with you're tired, dude. I've been tired since I was 13.
That excuse is a little old, especially for adults. Does this guy have children or no?
No.
Okay, so basically what you're saying, instead of being a man about it and saying, no, man, I don't want to hang out, he just says he's tired?
Yeah, and it's not just the one person, it's any man. Any man that says that to me, I'm instantly frustrated. I'm tired too. I worked all day.
Yeah. Man,
I still got stuff I got to do and I want to do. I don't want to hear that you're tired. Just be a man and be honest, or make an excuse up. Hey, my grandma's sick. I got to go feed her soup. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, dog?
Yeah, definitely. Like I hate it when people come up with the excuse of I'm busy. It's like, oh, okay, we'll reschedule. When are you busy? I'll let you know. And then they never let you know. It's like they low key just don't want to hang out with you, but they just don't want to be upfront about it. That's my pet peeve with people. That's not something I have to hash out. Mine's different, but yeah, I definitely can relate to your problem. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was one that I thought would be a funnier one to hash out because there's, I can't get too personal about things I want to hash out because the wrong person listens to it, and then it's a whole other conversation I got to hash out with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I get it. I mean, dude, this is America. You got freedom of speech here. So if they got a problem with your opinion, that's their fault. you could say whatever you want on here for the most part. I would say like kind of filter it so you don't get me canceled. But yeah. I mean, I'm not big
Whatever I
enough
want.
to get canceled, but in the future it could bite me in the ass.
Yeah, for sure. No, that's just one that bothers me because
Yeah.
I'm tired. I'm tired too, bro. I don't want to go to the gym. I'm tired.
Yep.
I don't,
Excuses. Yep.
I don't want to get up and go to work. I'm tired.
Yep.
I don't want to be present with my friends and family after work. I'm tired,
Right. I think
but I still do it.
1 second. I think I hear maintenance coming in. Give me a second. I got to go and deal with it real quick. All right, Corbo. Sorry for that minor interruption, but I'm back.
So, what do you want to hash out?
Oh, I'm glad you asked, my guy. Oh man, it literally just happened to me. So I was at Meyer, right? And I was going to the bathroom, personal reasons. And it smelled clean in there, which I love a clean smelling bathroom. But the seat was wet. And I was so upset because then I had to stand up, wipe the seat off. And I'm hoping it was just cleaning supplies and nothing else, because otherwise it would have been gross. But wet toilet seats is something I want to hash out. You know what I mean? Like, if you're cleaning, just do the full job. Don't just do a half-ass job and just keep it wet for the person to sit on a wet-ass toilet seat. It's just disgusting. You don't know what you're sitting on at that point.
Yeah. At least it was clean, because what's worse than that is just a destroyed bathroom where
Yeah.
there's shit on the wall.
Yeah.
It stinks. But when you go in and the toilet is blown up and the guy didn't take care of it before,
Yeah.
that's the worst.
Yeah. And, like shitty toilet
I don't
paper.
like public restrooms.
Yeah. Oh, you don't like public restrooms?
No. I'll die before I use one.
Really? Like, see,
Yeah.
I myself, if I have to go, I have to go. Like, I'll just put up with it, then I'll like take a shower after, type deal. But they don't bother me unless they're like absolutely destroyed, But yeah, that's just me though. But you will never use like a personal or public bathroom at all.
I will. I just really try not to. I just try and wait till I get home.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't like it. You get a splash coming up on you. Some guy walks in, he's being loud. You don't know what he's doing in there. I'm just always uncomfortable when I'm taking a shit in public.
Yeah, that makes sense. I get it. People are shy poopers. Other people are not. They like their personal, space type deal, and that's completely understandable. But yeah, that's something I want to hash out. And shitty toilet paper, like the really like paper thin toilet paper where you got to use like multiple layers to, to get the job done, and then you basically clog the toilet with how much toilet paper you used. Yeah, that was me today. Yeah, it sucked.
Yeah, or when it's like sandpaper and it's rough.
Yeah.
One too many wipes, you're having a bad time, eh?
Yeah, absolutely, man. And it's tragic, like nobody wants to experience a bad toilet experience. They all want them to be peaceful. But dude, speaking of garbage and stuff like that, you remember when we were working at Hilux, you were talking smack to Marco about wanting to fight him?
Uh-huh.
I wanted to kind of talk about that because in my previous podcast with Marco, the VR experience, we talked about it at the moment when it was happening. And then like a month later, and it never happened. It never went through. I think you were fired.
He's scared.
Wait, hold on. Say that louder.
He's scared.
Marco,
he doesn't want to smoke with a big hillbilly. Yeah, he's scared.
Oh man, did you hear? Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was say, did you listen to the episode that we talked about it? I think it was like the 4th episode in the VR experience.
No, I would have drove to Hilux and handled it that day.
Oh
Set
man.
something up. You know him. He's your buddy.
Yeah, no, I remember it very clearly. Like, I remember that day it all was going down. You're like, let's go to the parking lot right now. And Marco's like, whoa, wait, man, we need to get gloves. We need to get this. And you're like, no, man, because I think you guys were getting heated, or maybe you were. And then Marco was like, no, man, we need some time to train. It can't just go out and start duking it out. And you're like, why not?
I was just about to say that again. Why not? You can train for 8 weeks and I'll train nothing and I'll still whoop your ass.
Oh man. Oh, that's funny.
And then he was saying something like weight classes. I sent him a picture of my 170-pound brother who looks like a bag of milk. And I said, he'll fight you.
So
I still have it on my phone somewhere.
Yeah, that's funny because, I know it from Marco's perspective. And he was like, oh yeah, then he sent me a picture of his brother and he's trying to get me to fight him. And I don't want to fight him. I want to fight Corbo. And I'm like, all right, so what are you saying about Corbo? He's like, oh, Corbo is scared. So that's my perspective on it. Like, he was saying you're scared. You were saying he was scared. I think we just got to settle this beef once and for all.
Yeah, we'll put it on YouTube. Let's do it. I'm game any day.
Any day. You hear that, Marco? Anytime, anywhere.
Anywhere, anytime, on flat ground. Meet me, Marco.
Oh, man. See, you remember the other fighter that he was talking to? We called him Pablo Suave. Do you remember?
Yeah, he didn't speak any English. I remember him.
Yeah, exactly. He was talking smack to Marco in Spanish, using swear words that Marco's never heard of because, Marco is a properly raised young lad, and he didn't pick up those kind of words. I don't remember what they were, but Marco felt defeated verbally, so he had to challenge him physically.
Oh my God.
But
I'm so scared of that guy.
That never happened. And I remember Marco. What's that?
I'm supposed to be scared of the guy who got defeated verbally.
And it was so funny to me because Marco wanted me to train him on boxing. And I'm like, Marco, I have absolute zero knowledge on boxing. And he's like, well, just put on these pads over your hand and just call out numbers. I'm like, okay. So like, I was just like walking in a complete circle around him, like Ezio from like Assassin's Creed. And he's like, dude, what are you doing? And I'm like, I don't know.
You're going to get this guy concussed.
And he's like, just hold out your hands and then call out a number. Like, one is the soft left hand jab and then right is the hard jab. I'm like, okay. So we did a couple of those, but still, I had no idea with what I was doing. It wasn't.
He has no training?
Well, according to him, he had like 6 months of training with a personal trainer back in, I don't know, like 2016. And he just retained knowledge from that, I guess.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been fighting since I could walk. On my smile, right next to my front two teeth on the left, I don't know what that tooth's called. My brother uppercutted that when I was 5 and it's still crooked. I've been getting into street fights my whole life. And I've boxed. I've done MMA. Like, Marco, just chill, homie. You don't want the smoke, I promise you.
Oh, snap, Marco. This is what it's going to sound like when he gets defeated.
And I don't want to do it to him like that, but I will.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like
and
I think you're just like slightly taller than him, so you might have a bit of reach. But Marco telling us that he is skilled in boxing, he had much confidence in his ability.
Good. I'm skilled in boxing, fighting, wrestling, all that, and I have an undying self-belief. So let's put it to the test.
My gosh.
This is what that old school man shit's about.
Exactly.
2 men, 2 pairs of gloves. Put our feet on the ground and see who can stand longer. Let's not even do a time limit. Let's just see who can stand longer.
Yeah.
Get punched in the head before quitting. Let's do
Oh.
it old school, baby.
With the good old George Washington style. Yeah.
I'm getting so heated about this Marco situation, wanting to rip somebody's head off. You know what I mean? That I'm forgetting everything I wanted to talk about.
I'm so sorry, man. It's just something I had to bring up because I told Marco
Right.
about you coming on here today, and he was like, "Oh man, I got to hear what this guy has to say." So I had to bring it up. But
Yeah. Come get the
yeah,
smoke, Marco. That's what I gotta say.
I'm sure.
Train or don't train, eat healthy, sleep good. It ain't gonna do anything.
Yeah.
You're still gonna get beat up.
Oh
But I don't
snap.
have anything against you, Marco. You're an alright guy.
Yeah, Marco's a good guy. He's got a good head on his shoulders. You know, he has to back up with what he's saying. You know, and
Yeah.
with Pablo Suave, I think he also got fired, and so I remember I asked him, I'm like, "Well, so what's going on with the fight?" And Marco's like, "Well, I won by technicality," and I'm like, "Well, what do you mean by that?" And he's like, "He got fired, so I win."
That is not how it works. I'll see you in the parking lot.
Well, good news for Marco. He no longer works at Hilux either. So
Good.
he's currently working at an office job getting comfy.
Yeah, sitting on his ass all day, getting comfy ain't gonna help him none.
Yeah. So hopefully this conversation inspires him to get up off his ass and start getting back into the ring or just training in general and just gets him moving again, you know?
Yeah, motion is lotion, baby.
Exactly. I like that. So I guess we can move on from that and get back to, you talking about music or something else that piques your interest that you kind of just want to talk about. We'll just kind of roll off the top of the dome here. I'll just ask a few more questions, and if you have something else you want to talk about, we could bring it up as well. So you said you've been writing music since you were in second grade, 8 years old or so.
Yep, second grade, 8 years old. I still remember the first bar I wrote.
Oh, really? Let's talk about that. If you can.
It doesn't make sense now, but I said, I'm sharp like a blade. I miss my cousin Cade. I beat that pussy up like the Yante off Assassin's Creed. I make it bleed.
Wait,
I wasn't beating any pussy up.
Yeah.
That's just what it was.
That's just what you heard and repeated. Yeah.
Right.
That's
right.
classic, dude. Kids are just completely unfiltered. They just repeat what they hear and mimic what they idol, And it's great. That's how kids' creativity comes about. They see something they like and they want to be just like their idol. So
yeah. And more than that, music just makes sense to my brain.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just like after I started making music and like surfing through beats, like I just started to realize that like certain notes or certain keys and certain beats per minute really made sense to my brain. All of them made sense, but some of them like really clicked and locked in. But music's always been my escape too. And the cool thing about the way music has been in the last probably 10 or so years is that for a long time it was like Eminem was like the only white rapper. And then we got the Logics, the MGKs before he turned whack.
Yeah.
And dyed his hair purple, pink, whatever. Painted his nails, all that weird shit.
Yeah.
And then like the country rappers came out and it's like, oh, wait a second. I live out in the country. I've been a country boy my whole life.
Right.
I'm not a city kid.
Yeah.
I've been in and out of the city and in and out of juvie and went through all that. So I got to experience that. But hearing someone rap about the life that I lived, it really made more sense to go for it. Because it was like, wait, I'm not going to lie in my raps and talk about how I've killed people, this, that, and the other. Because that's just whack to me. All these whack rappers who are lying about stuff they've done. I have friends, people that used to be my friends, where, we grew up together, and they show me a rap where it talks about selling drugs and killing people, and I hit the space bar on the computer, look at them. Dog, I've known you since you were in kindergarten. You've never done any of that. I know,
Yeah,
dude. It just
yeah.
sounds cool. No,
Dude,
it doesn't sound
yeah.
cool. It sounds lame. And some gangster's gonna check you, and then what?
Yeah, exactly. Dude, I had a friend do the exact same thing, and he was starting out on SoundCloud, and his friend and him were both rapping about doing pills. And I'm like, this kid's in 11th grade. There's no way he's doing pills. And he's from a country city, a country school. You know what I mean? And so I called him out
Mhm.
on it. And I'm like, dude, you've never done pills. What are you talking about? Like, just by the way you're singing, like you could tell it's fabricated. So I called him out on it, and I'm like, I've never done pills, but I know what rappers that sound like that do. My only reference is Juice World, and or what's the other guy? Little Peep is who he was trying to imitate, and so I was like, you're not like Little Peep or Juice World. And I wasn't trying to hate on him. I was just being real with him. I was like, you don't do pills, do you? Because if you did, this song doesn't add up. Like it doesn't sound like you, man. But yeah, I get what you're saying about that.
And so that was really cool to hear some of that. And it's like, oh, okay. And there is some not stretching the truth, but there's some entertainment side of it, like being boisterous and
Mm-hmm.
saying, like, making an analogy about how you're the shit, or
Mm-hmm.
stretching the truth a little bit, but there has to be a seed of truth inside of that,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't just make something up completely out of thin air. I mean, you can, but when
Mm-hmm.
the roosters come home to crow, or whatever that old saying is, and everyone
Yeah.
finds you out, you're lame then. Like
Yeah.
the one rapper, I can't think of his name, but he was a white kid. He talked about like killing people, and he made like drill music. And then a gangster checked him, and then he went online and was just like, "Guys, all this was just for fun. I've never lived like that."
Mm-hmm.
And now he's a clown forever.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I wish I knew who I was talking about.
yeah, I feel like there's a lot of white kid rappers that do that. I don't know if this guy is or not, but some people have said he's a fake rapper. His name was like Little Malbu or something like that, and
Oh yeah.
I like some of his songs. So like he doesn't sound like fake, but some other people said he was. But you mentioned country rap. Would you say that's like kind of your genre of music?
No, I don't put myself in a box. Uh, I would say it's hip hop, freestyle, but all in general, just music.
Mm-hmm.
It's just music. I don't like to put myself in a box. All the songs I've released are different than the last one. I got so many flows I can do. My
Mm-hmm.
favorite one to do is just kind of shit talking rap.
Yeah.
Just it's called battle rap, where you just
Mm-hmm.
talking about being the man and shitting on people. But
Yeah.
second to that is just letting my heart and soul pour out on the track.
Yeah, absolutely. So, are there any like
Like the song I made.
particular? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, yeah, just to finish the thought, like the
Yeah.
song I made about my mom. I when she passed away, I didn't rap or freestyle for like a month.
Mm-hmm.
And came over and get in the booth, and I did. And that song is completely unedited. I took out like one little part just where I like slipped my words up.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, it was just a full freestyle off the top of the dome. And
Wow.
it flows wonderfully. And I just poured it all out of my soul and got
Yeah.
that out on paper. And just to get it out and express it. So
Yeah.
that's second favorite. But my first favorite is just, talking shit.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
talking shit.
Yeah. I feel like that's just kind of the culture, when it comes to rap. Like people don't mean any harm by it, but it's like if you can't handle the smoke, then don't do it. But it sounds like you can. So that's cool that you could freestyle. I myself. I let my thoughts stack, so like I have to like premeditate my thoughts before I even say them, type of deal. Especially when it's like, I don't know, like it just music and stuff doesn't click into my brain, so I can't like freestyle like as well as somebody who's practiced, you know.
Yeah. It's definitely a skill, that's for
Hmm.
sure. Like when
Yeah.
I was younger, it wasn't as good, but you could give me a word and I could freestyle right now with it. You could give me
Hmm.
another word and I could freestyle. And that's just from years and years of practice. And now it's just muscle memory in my brain.
Hmm. We'll definitely have to try some freestyles out here in a minute. But I wanted to ask you if there was any particular artists or bands that influenced your style.
That's a deep question because of course it did, but I'd have to look back and think. Eminem, Snoop Dogg, Mac
Mm-hmm.
Miller, MGK, before the Eminem rap battle,
Mm-hmm.
uh, Upchurch, Jelly Roll, Adam Calhoun,
Mm-hmm.
uh, Kevin Gates,
Oh yeah, classics.
that Mexican OT for sure. There's so many. It's really hard to dive deep into that thought, but a lot of them. But as a young man in kindergarten, I had a PSP Go, and my
Mm-hmm.
brother bought the Slim Shady LP and the Marshall Mathers LP clean because my mom wouldn't let him get the dirty version.
Mm-hmm.
So I downloaded that onto my PSP Go, and that was the first album I had memorized front to back.
Okay.
Was the Slim Shady LP and the Marshall Mathers LP. So I'm 5 years old on the bus, bouncing that, listening to it consistently. I brought the CD into my kindergarten choir class. They had us bring in CDs that we liked, and they had to go to the principal and be like, "Is this okay to play?" Well, there's no cuss words in it. Yes, it's okay to play. And I
Right.
picked the song "When I'm Gone."
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. Yeah.
So if I had to pick anyone, it would be Eminem. There's a
Yeah.
lot of shit that's influenced me and
Mm-hmm.
the music I like. Because as much as people want to say music doesn't influence them, it does. That's why you got to be careful what you're listening to and what mood you're in. I mean, if you're in a horrible mood, like when I'm in a horrible mood, I don't listen to sad music. Why would I do that? I'm listening
Mm-hmm.
to happy songs. And when I'm in a
Yeah.
happy mood, I can listen to the sad music because I understand what it'll do to my brain.
Mm-hmm.
And it has to be Eminem for sure because that was the first artist I had memorized front to back. And then thinking about songs like "When I'm Gone," "Mockingbird,"
Yeah.
"Stand,"
Yeah.
"Cleaning Up My Closet," like stuff like
Yeah.
that. It wasn't so. It wasn't so grotesque and nasty, which is cool. I love that rap too. It was
Mm-hmm.
more just like pouring out his heart and soul on the track, and
Mm-hmm.
that's influenced a lot of it because you can only go so many ways with the talking shit
Yeah.
where it's fun and you can go a lot of ways. But you can
Yeah.
only go so many ways that connect dearly. You know, sometimes you hear a song that's like someone talking about "I'm the man" and it really lights you up and you're like, I am the man. But when you hear like a Jelly Roll "Save Me,"
Mm-hmm.
you know, Adele, "Hello from the Other Side," John
Yeah.
Legend, "All of Me," like there's certain songs that just hit because you can tell it's from the heart and soul.
Yeah.
So that influenced a lot of my music with the Eminem songs that I talked about recently.
Yeah. That's crazy. So let's see here. What are some could you like go through like how do you approach like lyrics and songwriting? Let's say you got a song in mind. How do you go about writing a song and the lyrics that go to it?
I don't really have a process. It just kind of happens.
Mm-hmm.
Like recently, I recorded a song, and I think it's the best song I've recorded so far. And I just pulled my notes out on my phone, and I just started writing.
Yeah.
Um, and it goes hard. And then after I record the verses, I go back and I drop in a couple ad libs. I
Mm-hmm.
copy and paste the verses and throw a couple sound effects on them. But I like to
Yes.
freestyle the best. It flows well, but I can go from talking about Mortal Kombat and Halo to relationship problems
Yeah.
to God and faith to where it's just all over the place.
Yeah.
But writing them down has probably been my best music that I've
Yeah.
had. But there's not really a process, man. I've just been doing it so long that I find a beat I like, I listen to that for probably 20 minutes, just get my brain really locked in on the timing of the beat,
Mm-hmm.
start writing, or I just go in the studio and rap. And that would be my process. But I don't like too much structure. That's
Yeah.
why I like the music thing. You got to do this, then that, then a little too much structure ain't good for me. But I do got to have a little bit of structure with music, or I'll kind of get nothing done, you know. I'll do a lot of nothing.
Yeah, hold on. I'll be right back. I think my alarm from when we originally were going to set the podcast up is going off right now. So I'm going to go and mute that real quick. Give me a second. Sorry about the interruptions. I can't believe I forgot about the 4:30 alarm, but hey, it's all good. Yeah, man, I hear what you're saying about your lyrics and stuff. Full disclosure, when I was writing my song, I had no idea, other than wanting to write it about my friend Brody, you know, life without a homie. I had ChatGPT help me with the lyrics, but I went in there and tweaked them a little bit to make it sound more like me. So I have no idea how to do the stuff of music at all. Like nothing clicks to me. So my friend Brody, he came over one day to kind of help me out on everything. And he was like, well, you didn't flow with the tempo. It just sounds like you were just talking into the mic. And I was like, well, I was just reading the lyrics because that's what I thought people did. He's like, no. People, they look at the lyrics, but they like sing with it. They move with it. They feel the lyrics. And he was like, it just sounded like you were just talking into a mic with music going on. And I'm like, yep, that's basically all I did.
Yeah. And Brody, he's a good DJ.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that man can rap at all.
Oh man, we got some controversy. Interesting, my man.
100%. Me and my brother have listened to this shit and we laugh about it to this day. I mean, what did he start rapping a week ago? I know that's your friend, but look, I gotta be honest on that one. He's giving you advice to where I think I should be giving him advice.
Oh, okay.
He sounds like he's just talking into the microphone.
Wow.
One of the funniest parts I've ever heard is he said, I used to be a porn addict, then I just get looking at it. It's funny how it works. If you're scared, go to church. If you're broke, go to work.
Yeah. His addict song, yeah. I think he was trying to be funny with that song. But from your experience, you don't think he can rap because it sounds like he's just reading it?
Yeah, he doesn't have a flow to me, but that's okay. His music's not for everybody. If everybody likes it, he wouldn't be doing what's right in my mind.
Yeah, that's interesting. Like with constructive criticism, I asked him to be brutally honest with me, and it kind of helped me understand it a little bit more on what it takes to be a rapper or just in general a vocalist, somebody who can sing. You know, like with Brody, I'm sure any type of feedback wouldn't hurt his feelings, but he would probably take it, you know, with like, you know, like any like constructive criticism, he'd probably be like, oh, I guess you're right. Or I don't know, maybe he would want to rap battle you now.
And because look, rap battles are my favorite.
They are.
We can go literally set something up, go face to face, do 45 seconds of me rapping, 45 seconds of him rapping, do 3 rounds of that, of just talking shit to each other face to face. And he can write something, he can do whatever, but
yeah, well,
that's my favorite type of rap. And
yeah,
from what I've heard, I don't think he can hang with me, but maybe he's got something better in the chamber.
I have faith in Brody's skill because he doesn't have beef with you, at least not yet, until he hears this podcast. But he's got beef with another rapper from Farmington Hills near Detroit, and he was calling him out. And he made a statement in my last podcast saying that Cluner was scared of Brody because he can't handle the smoke. Now I'm wondering if Brody's willing to battle you. So now it's going to be like interesting. He's got something coming up I think in May or something. It's called Spring Smash. And that's where Brody is going to be. And he was challenging, what's his name? Cluner. That's the guy he's dissing, to a rap battle. So now I'm wondering if Brody, you know, if he's willing to rap battle you. Maybe I could get you both on here sometime and you guys can talk and see how you guys flows differ and stuff like that.
See if we can hash it out, so to speak.
Yeah, there you go. That's the theme of the show. See if you can hash it out. Yeah.
And look, it's nothing personal. I don't know the guy.
Yeah.
But that's just the nature of rap. And it's okay to think like every rapper thinks I'm better than this guy. I'm the
Yeah.
best rapper ever. Just don't. You can still work with people and think you're better than them at rap. A lot of
Yeah.
people take the approach of I'm better than that guy. Fuck him. I don't want to work with him. Well, if you're better than me, why wouldn't I want to work with you? You could teach me things.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You could show me more. I don't need to. And I do think I'm better than Brody, but there's some things that he could teach me. I can still learn from him. But if he wants a rap battle, I respect him as a man and his work ethic. I can see that he's working really hard on the DJing thing and his job. Other than that, and then he's making music videos. I tip my hat to him. I have nothing but respect for the man. But would I love to get in there and do a rap battle? Throw some heat at him. He throws some heat at me. I'd love
Yeah.
that.
That's good.
Love it.
That's good. Yeah, I would like to see that. I'd like to see you guys hash it out over the podcast. I mean, that's kind of what this platform is for. I don't know if I could get Cluner on here, but I know for sure I could get Brody on here, and he'll be more than happy to, share his thoughts with you about your music and everything else. So, man, this is great. I didn't know, this is what the platform is here for. I just didn't think it was gonna go in this direction where people were gonna be getting on here. But that's kind of something I want to do. Bring people in to hash things out. So, like you said, there's no personal beef, but there's there's something to learn from this. So it's awesome.
Rap is not. That's the nature of the game. It's player versus player out here. We're all trying to be better than the next. We're all trying to make the dopest song. We're all trying to out rap the next guy. So yeah, I want to out rap him. He wants to out rap me. Let's see what it's about.
Yeah. And is like being a musician, is that something that you strive for? Do you have any goals and aspirations as a musician?
Say that again, you cut out.
Oh, okay. I said, being a musician, are there any goals or aspirations that you want to achieve?
Yeah. I want to make it a full-time living, that's for sure.
Okay.
Vision-wise, I envision a lot, but that's just for me to keep working on. I'm not going to put that out there just yet. I do want to have a full album release this year.
Okay.
I've performed at a couple shows, probably like 5 in the last year. I want to start doing that more regularly.
Okay.
And just help people out with my music too. That was the cool thing about being a kid. Just sometimes you hear a song and it just takes away the bullshit for a little while. You put in the headphones, it just kind of drift away.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. It's like an escape for people to relate. Yeah, I get it. Dude, I was so glad you brought up the live thing, because I was going to ask you if you've ever performed live music before. And if so, what was the experience like?
Well, as anyone who's performed live, there's different vibes. There's 4 of them were like nighttime. Everyone was tipsy. Everyone was feeling the vibe. And I performed and it was awesome. It was absolute fireworks. I just exploded with adrenaline.
Yeah.
I went crazy. Everyone was vibing. The last one, as soon as I quit rapping, everyone screamed woo. I grabbed the microphone, screamed woo in it too. They wooed back. It was legit.
Yeah.
But I did bomb. I bombed before, yeah.
Yeah.
And that wasn't fun, but that's part of the game.
Yeah. So what was
I went to a
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I went to a backyard full of just rock and roll dudes, and I rapped a song that was it was like a month after my mom passed away. I wrote just like a pain song, just rapping about pain. And I wasn't in the mood to talk to anybody.
Yeah.
I wasn't being social. So I just went up there and dropped some bars and then left. And there was people that were like, that was awesome. That was cool. But it wasn't like where I was just like excited to be there and happy to be there and really just performing my heart out. I performed my heart out, but it was in a way that it wasn't the same. And it was just, I was a little uncomfortable. and it just didn't go as 100% as I wanted it to, but it was still a good show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's something, you know, when people just have something to say, they just got to get off their chest. I get that. You know, like I remember, you know, going through that grieving station with, you know, stage with my dad. And I remember for the longest time, I was telling myself, I want to make a montage video where it just kind of shows the good that I've seen in him. Like, obviously, nobody's perfect, but my memory of him is good. And so I remember I grabbed a bunch of videos and photos and stuff like that and just put it out there, not really trying to get attention, but just expressing my heart, you know, because I like to video edit. And so that's something I did. And I just put it out there on like Facebook, like Reels or something. And I found out that I'm not the only one that feels that way about grieving. And I got up to like 10,000 views and like 200 comments and people going, I've been there before. I know how it feels. And it just kind of like, you know, it touched me. And I was like, whoa, you know, I don't feel alone anymore. So that was kind of something I felt, you know, like that people, no matter what you're saying, that they can relate to you, you know, through music or through video editing or grieving or something like that. So yeah,
Yeah,
man.
grieving's a weird one, huh?
Yeah, it's definitely, it hits people differently. Like people deal with it differently. That's for sure. Like I just kind of stayed quiet about it, you know, cried to myself, you know, I will say that. I'm a little vulnerable here. I did cry, you know, to myself and maybe to my girlfriend here and there. But, you know, just like my brother, I don't know how he dealt with it. And I know my sister, she dealt with it like out of anger, like a lot of like, you know, that pain. She just kind of uncapped, you know, it just came out as anger, and she just kind of like took it out on me. And I just kind of let her, because I knew what she was going through. Like it wasn't about me. It was about her internal pain, you know, like what she was feeling with that grieving. So it happens, and I didn't hold her to it. You know, I afterwards I kind of distanced myself, because she was, you know, she was making jabs and stuff like that were a bit more personal than just about grieving. But in the end, she came through and apologized, and I told her like, hey, I get it. You're only human. You know, your family, I'm never going to hate you for expressing your pain to me, because that's what you are feeling. So, yeah, grieving is
Yeah.
a weird stage to go through.
Yeah, I got two older brothers and a dad,
Mm-hmm.
and my mom. That was our family. And then she abruptly passed away at 43, and me, my dad, and my two brothers all have dealt with it very differently.
Mm-hmm.
And to what you said, like you cried in front of your girlfriend a few times, man,
Mm-hmm.
isn't it's hard to show weakness to a girl. That's for
Mm-hmm.
sure.
Yeah,
It's so hard. There's times I want to cry, but I look over and my girlfriend's there, and that part of my brain's just like, be a man, don't cry.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And
And she's like, cry it out. And I'm just like, you don't get it, babe. You just don't get it.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's, it's, it's something that men go through, you know, and I know people say all the time it's okay to cry, but sometimes it's just like, sometimes for men, for like me, I just don't want to cry. Even though it's there, I don't want to cry. But when it gets, you know, to the tipping point, I might, you know. So, yeah.
Yeah, I might let one tear roll down my face.
Yeah, yeah,
You
definitely.
know, and it's people say men need to be emotional. They need to. No, we don't. No, we don't. Emotional men are dangerous men. When I was emotional and I was 14, 15, that's when I was in and out of juvie,
Mm-hmm.
acting wild. Men need to be stoic, control their emotions, get to work, stay active. That's it. And that's my belief. If you think differently, okay, tell me how it goes in the end. Maybe I'm wrong.
Right.
But I know that when I just practice gratitude, hey, I'm grateful that I had a wonderful mom for 22 years. I'm grateful that I'm alive. I practice my gratitude. I go to the gym. I eat healthy. I get a good night of sleep. I spend time with my girlfriend. I feel better.
Right.
sulking on the problem makes it feels worse.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yep. Like with some people, it's just hard for them to let go or to accept, those feelings that they're feeling, you know?
Yeah, that feels aimed at me.
Whoa, no, I wasn't trying to aim it at any. I was
No.
just speaking in general. Like sometimes it's like that, like people just don't know how to let go or, they just, I'm just preaching to the choir here. I'm not trying to target at you.
No, I know. It's just
But
one of those things where it it is hard to accept. That's for sure. But
mhm.
on let's get to a happier note, you know?
Yeah, my bad. I don't know how we got here. Oh, I think it was you talking about pain and then just going to the studio and getting it out. But
Yeah, which is a wonderful tool for me because anytime I'm feeling pain or
yeah,
stress, I can just go in there and I can rap for 20 minutes and then it's gone. It's on
yeah,
paper. I can listen to it, process it. So
yeah.
that's what's up.
So how do you stay motivated?
Brody,
Oh, go ahead. Go
come
ahead.
get the smoke, bro.
Oh, stop. He's shooting at Brody and Marco on this podcast.
Come get the smoke. I'm all about that action. We
Oh,
can figure it
man.
out.
I don't know if Brody's willing to box, but I'm not even sure if
No.
Marco's willing to box, though. But Brody is more of a verbal battle. That'd be cool to get you guys on here and talking smack and stuff like that.
Hell yeah, it will be.
So
Hell yeah.
I know Brody can dish it out. I don't know if you heard his diss track towards Cluner, but he said his thoughts and opinions about him, and I thought it was pretty funny. And yeah, it's great. I gotta do another podcast with Brody too, but he's got friends that have a more professional setup. So I don't know if we could get you in there or get you up here to Lansing or something, but that'd be fun in person and same face to face battle. That would be entertaining, needless to say.
Yeah, it will be. That's for sure. That is for sure. And yeah, I'd love to check that out. Like when you first sent me to him, he told me it was like $50 an hour. And I went to a few different studios and tried that, but
Hmm.
guys would give me too much pushback. Like, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to sound this way, you need to sound that way. So
Yeah.
I spent like 5 grand and built myself a pretty high quality studio.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, I just too many opinions on what my music should sound like, and I was like, man, I can't be restrained like that, put in a box. No, I need to do what I need to do, but
Yeah.
it's a lot. Doing it all on your own. I'm mixing, I'm producing,
Hmm.
I'm songwriting, I'm marketing, I'm performing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hats I wear trying to do this shit completely independent.
Yeah. It's definitely hard to go independent because you're like you said, it's all on your own. You got nobody but your own weight to carry. So yeah, I feel that. So what tools or software do you use to create your music? You mentioned a studio. Let's talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I built a soundproof room, mostly soundproof. I put the wood up. I bought the sound panels, sound blankets, stuff like that, just to make it tighter and make it sound better. And then I use Logic Pro on my MacBook. I bought some
Okay.
nice speakers. I bought Focusrite and a pretty nice mic, just so I could have that at my house and do that all on my own. Not that I'm willing to work with anybody
Hmm.
and try something new, maybe reach a new level.
Yeah.
But having that all on my own is nice. And then, even if I'm just having a bad day, I can just go in there, wrap it out, and then just have that. But it was really nice because I probably have like 100 songs recorded,
Yeah.
and like 30 of them are in my album folder that I'm gonna drop this year. And then like the other 70 are just like go to work on them in the future, or just have them for, to look back on and kind of look at the past a little bit. Cause it's kind of crazy as this music journey's went on. It's like I've gotten sober.
Yeah.
So, so I used to rap about drinking, doing drugs,
Yeah.
fucking bitches, this, that, and the other, all that shit. And then
Right.
now it's a little bit more, I'm a sober guy rap, which is
Yeah.
cool. Sobriety's awesome.
Yeah. I feel that. I've seen a lot of people sing about, not saying that you're not unique, but there's one guy that I've seen on his albums where he would talk about his sobriety and stuff like that, where, you know, he's like, I just want to be sober, you know, not get fucked over type song, you know. And I'm like, damn, you know, I've never experienced that, but I could, you know, I could hear his story. So that's awesome that you're
Yeah,
doing
and
that.
it's one of those things too where I didn't let it get too bad. You know, I drank a lot. I
Hmm.
did this, I did that, and the other here and there, but just really getting it dialed in and getting disciplined felt good. I still like to drink here and there,
Yeah.
you know, but
Oh yeah,
it
absolutely.
just, and I'm glad at 22 I got it and I got a grip on it, because some people just kind of go down that slow path and then they're 30 and they're addicted to pills and drink every day.
Hmm.
And that just ain't a good look. I've seen too many people, especially where we're from, Michigan, Ohio.
Hmm.
It's been a rough, you know, 10, 15 years with the drug epidemics that we have going on. It was heroin, and
Yep.
now it's meth. I mean, look, any town you go to now, there's a lot of meth addicts.
Yep. Yep. It's crazy.
There's there's literally homeless like camps in Adrian. You walk through the Adrian parks now, and there's like 20 homeless dudes sleeping in tents.
Damn. I must have missed that.
And
I didn't
that,
see that, but I don't doubt it.
oh, and it's crazy because it's just like, man,
Hmm.
this stuff's gotten out of hand.
Yeah, it's real sad. It's almost like I think about it like if I were, you know, capable to help those people, let's say if I had enough money, would they want my help, or would they just want to stay where they're at because that's where they're comfortable type thing? It's like I don't know. It's where my heart's at sometimes. Like I want to help people out, but do they want help, or did they choose to live like that? You know?
A lot of people are addicted to pain.
Yeah, that's real. I remember telling
That,
somebody that, and they got mad at me.
yeah, that chemical reaction to pain, people get addicted to that. I've told someone that recently, and they got really upset with me. And it's like, well, you're never happy.
Mm-hmm.
You like being miserable.
You like being angry? Yeah, yeah.
And anger's okay, sadness is okay, but how do we direct that? And
Mm-hmm.
when I get angry, let's go to the gym. Let's rip some weights.
Yeah,
Let's
absolutely.
hop in the studio. Let's do something productive. Just sitting there angry all day,
Yeah.
thinking about stuff that happened from the past. Screw
Mm-hmm.
that. Best piece of advice I could give to anybody: forgive people who hurt you for yourself, not for them. Be selfish. Soon as someone hurts you, I don't care. I'm letting it go. Don't carry that shit on your chest.
Man, absolutely. Preach it, man. Preach it. Man, that's something crazy. I like that you brought that up. Go to the gym and stuff. You know, they say that working out's a good stress reliever because you know you're not focused on what's on your mind. You're focused on building yourself back up, and there's just a chemical reaction to all that stuff. You know, it just releases those endorphins, and you're just like you feel at ease. You know, it's something. You know that it's like a motivator. You know, you're stressed out, go to the gym, and you won't be stressed out after that. At least
Yeah,
in my opinion.
and
Like 2 weeks ago, I started doing the 75 hard challenge, and I just put it on my Facebook that I lost about 8 pounds. My total weight loss is I want to be 180 again, and last 3 years I let myself I let myself go. I got up to 206, so it's not like I'm terribly overweight, but setting those goals for me, and it's just like in writing it down is what really helped me the most. Cause like most people say, like think, oh man, I don't need to write it down. I got it all memorized. But that's where you're wrong. You might have it all memorized, but until you see it on paper is when you start to think, oh, I need to keep up with it. Like you gotta like go to the journal, write it down, see where your progress is, write down your thoughts for that day, see what workout you did that day, see how far you've come. It's like a physical checklist that people need to have when going to the gym, I think. At
yeah,
least when you got goal oriented, at least.
okay. My only goal is just to show up.
That's a good goal.
Just show up. Just
Yeah.
show up. That's all you got to do. That's 90% of the work is showing up. If I get to the gym, I will do something worth doing. I just got to go there. And I never feel worse leaving the gym. I always feel better.
Yeah.
Always feel better. And I think everybody should go to the gym, but I think more importantly, young men.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the gym. Keep yourself healthy. Stay off the junk food. I get it. It's hard, but just
Mm-hmm.
get your body strong. A strong body, a clear mind, and a loving family always keeps me happy.
Exactly. Yep. Man, I feel like a lot of people nowadays are waking up to that. Before like the internet, there wasn't a whole lot of talk about that. Like there might have been like a few workout like VHS movies or stuff like that, but I don't know. I feel like now, especially with the internet connecting people more, like they can reach out and get their voice out there. So I feel like a lot of people nowadays are waking up, to the thought of staying healthy, and that instead of just living comfortably, like I feel like people living comfortably are they're stuck. They don't want to get out of the comfort zone, and that's where they don't go anywhere in life.
Yeah,
Yeah,
being comfortable is not a good addiction
yeah. But some people don't
because
even
it's like,
realize that they're comfortable.
no. And I think about it a lot. I always feel like I've always felt like I was born in the wrong generation
Mm-hmm.
because this shit doesn't make sense to me. Go to a job I don't like, eat some food that I know is poisoning me,
Yep.
come home, do nothing, spend 90% of my fucking time inside, never
Mm-hmm.
connect with the earth, feel no spirituality because it's all taken away from me because I don't anymore, but I used to stare at my phone for hours. I'm on my phone for like an hour a week now, and it's the best thing I've ever done.
Right. Yeah. That's good.
And
It's hard.
it's hard though because the music thing is so important to me. I
Mm-hmm.
kind of need to be on the phone.
Yeah. Yeah. Like a lot of people say use it as a tool instead of a toy, So I feel like you're doing it more for the tool aspect. And I get it. Sometimes people mindlessly scroll on social media, but using it as a tool to kind of help you propel with your goals, that's a strong tool.
Yeah, it's the strongest tool now. I mean, it used to be a meritocracy where the hardest worker got ahead. Now it's like someone could just make a video that we're all looking at it like, man, this person's crazy, and we're looking at it because they're a crazy person, and
Mm-hmm.
they make all the money in the world, and they're somehow valued. But the guys who tear our roads up and put our roads in so we can drive safe, the plumbers that are underneath houses getting shit on them, they're not valued at all. It's confusing to my brain. I'm not complaining though, because what's the point of complaining?
Absolutely. Yeah. What's the point of complaining?
That's a thought I want to hash out, Hash
Oh,
Brown.
get it out, man. Get it out.
We need to appreciate hardworking men.
Exactly.
We value all this weird shit on the internet. Crazy people being crazy, women shaking their asses, this, that, and the other. Next time you see a dude with a hard hat on and a neon green construction shirt, tell him thank you for your hard work, sir. And it will fire that man up. My dad was a construction worker for over 20 years before he retired. And
Wow.
those men built, they built and they continue to build America.
Yep. Yeah.
We would have nothing without those men.
Exactly. The infrastructure guys. Yeah. There's I think it was like my great grandpa. He's like a stepmom's side of the family. According to her stories, her grandpa built skyscrapers in New York, basically set him up for life. And, because he could pay, back in that time, husband goes to work, comes home, could pay for everything. I don't know exactly what he did, but whatever he did made him bank. And generations after propelled his family, or not propelled, but kind of built his family's wealth for generations, needless to say. So, yeah, hats off to those guys who work, hard, and it pays off, because in the end, you know, that's what matters, you know, family and hard work, handiwork.
Yeah, it's a confusing one now. It's like I could work 60 hours a week, but that doesn't fulfill me.
Mm-hmm.
I come home, my bills are barely paid.
Mm-hmm.
I got 100 extra dollars to spend, and I can't. It's just, and then it's like, am I working hard enough? Am I being lazy? There's that back and forth, but you get stuck in that rat race of going to a 40 hours a week, 50 hours a week, 60 hours a week job,
Mm-hmm.
consuming, spending the money. It's like there is a better way, and I will find a better way. There's no ifs, ands, or buts on that because this shit ain't gonna work for me.
Absolutely. I think you're on that same wavelength as my buddy Jake and I. I think he could agree a lot with with that because he wants to get out of the rat race as well. He's trying like hell, you know. And every month we just started doing this. Every month we meet up in Adrian and we play some pool. But on besides that, we talk about business goals, you know, finance goals, personal goals, and you know, stuff along those lines. Something that we can bring in that'll have value. And so we have a friend that we just brought into this. So maybe he'll talk about his goals. You're more than welcome to come. You know, you live in Ohio, right? No need
I
to
live
dox you, but
right. I live outside Adrian, so I could make it there. And I was just about to ask, can I come?
absolutely, man. More the merrier. You know, especially like-minded individuals. It's the name for it is not quite settled yet, but I just threw it out there to Jake. We called it the Gentleman's Club just for the hell of it. But I'm sure there's already a Gentleman's Club out there. It just sounded good in text. We don't need a name for it. It's just something him and I kind of bring up, you know, just say, hey, we're going to meet up for the Gentleman's Club. And, but yeah, dude, absolutely. You're welcome to come. You know, like I said, we play some pool, we smoke some cigars. I don't drink, not yet, because I'm doing the 75 hard, and that's against one of the rules, is drinking alcohol. But Jake, he had a couple of shots. You're more than welcome to. There's a mini bar there. There's cigars there. You know, there's a pool table. Dude,
Where's it at?
it's on one of the main streets. You know where Chandler's is?
That's where I thought it was. That's a cool place.
Yeah, it's got a whole VIP room and everything. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's wonderful. It's a great atmosphere there. You know, everybody's nice. You know, no troublemakers. You know, it's just great. I love the place. It makes me feel like a man. You know what I mean? It makes it, you know, when you surround yourself with like-minded individuals. And like I said, dude, you're more than welcome to come out.
Yeah, and I get that. And one of my goals slash passion slash something I really want out of life
Mm-hmm.
is I have two brothers. One of them I'm really close with. The other one, it's back and forth. It's whatever. I love him to death. I hope that we can reunite like we were when we were younger. But
Mm-hmm.
I have a brother I'm super close with. Shout out to you, Caleb. And I have a cousin I'm super close with. Shout
Yeah.
out to you, Logan. And I would love to go to work, bust my ass while they bust their ass with me. We make money together. We lift weights together.
Mm-hmm.
We do that shit together. I love training. Training is so fun to me.
Exactly.
Working hard with my buddies, hanging out with the guys. You know,
Mm-hmm.
guys always talk about the best years of their life were high school football. It wasn't the football, it was the brotherhood. We need
Yeah.
brotherhood as men.
The
We
camaraderie.
get away from
Yep.
that in our society.
Yep.
They don't want us to be around each other like that, but we need to be. It's good for us.
Exactly. Men need to be in tribes. Yep. I mean, that's just human nature.
Yeah,
I think men were built like that to build tribes, you know, like how they did before, you know, civilization came together and built a humongous tribe, I guess you could say. Got civilized.
but not even that long ago, man. When I was a kid, everyone that grew up in my little town, we were close. Everybody knew everybody.
Mm-hmm.
We were paying attention to what other people were doing. We weren't on phones yet. We
Yep.
all looked out for each other. We'd bring meals over to my neighbors. They'd bring meals over to us. It was very tribal, and that
Mm-hmm.
is something that we're missing in society. We are very tribal people.
Mm-hmm.
That's where other countries not liking us comes in. You know, I think that's where some of racism comes in.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you look different than me. I'm gonna stick with my tribe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like your tribe. And to me, there's nothing wrong with that, unless you're just a piece of shit, prejudiced person who's like all white people. Because I know some people who are like all white people are terrible people. It's like, hold
Mm-hmm.
on, judge people on their character. But number one, I'm not hating if a black dude messes with all the other black dudes in the crew. That's your
Mm-hmm.
tribe. I get it. That's cool. I don't resent anybody for that.
Mm-hmm.
Asians sticking together, stick together. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? Be tribal. I hope
Yeah.
I didn't just get you canceled with that.
No, dude, I hope not. That didn't sound offensive to me, but it might be somebody out there, but I hope I don't do that. But no, dude, I think what you said was valid. Like you're right. That's just human nature. People stick together with similar characteristics, So yeah, it's all good. It's all good. But I think I want to wrap it up. I think it was wonderful, you coming onto this podcast and hashing things out. I definitely am so glad you got to, start some beef, not with just Marco all over again, but with a new component, a new competitor, Brody. I want to hear you guys hash things out. Maybe in the near future we could get you guys both on here and you can shoot your shit and have a good time that way.
You want to bring up you want to say a word and I'll freestyle to it and you do a couple words?
Oh yes. Yeah. Oh man. I don't really I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but yeah, let's do a like an outro music. Like I don't know. I guess I don't want to get canceled with Spotify using Spotify. But there's a way you can screen share on here and you'll be able to hear the audio from my computer. Let's see if I
I
can.
don't need a beat. I can just go a cappella.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's do that way. Let's do a freestyle outro for the Hash It Out podcast.
All right, we got to talk it out. It's been a little sit down. We got to hash it out. Timbo and Corbo, we like to talk it out. Fuck DJ Brody and Marco. You motherfuckers don't know me. Blow my smoke at your head. You don't want it, I'll step on your neck. The way I'm coming down the back road, I'm gunning. Just say something. And I'm bringing that smoke, homeboy. You don't want it. We out.
Damn.
Hey, we done talking about all that shit. We out. Hey, we done talking about all that shit. Yeah, we out. It's Corbo and HashBrown.
Oh man, that's good. That's good. That is a little clapping. That was good. That was good.
Come on, baby. You know what it is.
Thanks for coming on, Corbo. I definitely appreciate you, man. You've been a great guest.
Yeah, I'll have to come back on soon, bro.
Absolutely. I'll get this podcast out as soon as possible and share it with Brody and Marco and hear what they have to say.
All right. Hell yeah.
All right. Take it easy, man.
Yep. Later, buddy.